bicep curl, which is targeting her biceps brachii. She's bringing the weight all the way up to her shoulders and extending it all the way down. Now we have Morgan again here demonstrating a bicep curl, but this time she's using a resistance band. As you can see, her feet are shoulder width apart, her core is tight, her arms are coming down fully extended and coming up to her shoulders, her back is straight, and this is targeting her biceps. Now we have Morgan demonstrating a pull-up targeting her bicep brachii. Morgan is using a resistant band for added help in doing this exercise. Now we have Morgan demonstrating a bicep standing stretch. Her arm is fully extended. She's turned facing the front, and we are focusing on the stretching of her bicep brachii.
Nisha's performing a tricep kickback and is targeting her triceps brachii. So you see she's in a bent over position, her opposite hand resting on her knee, and she brings her arm forward and then extends all the way back. Nisha's performing a tricep extension with a resistance band. She has her foot placed at the other end to keep the band in place, and she extends her arm and brings it back down and extends it again. That's working the tricep muscle, which is the target muscle. Nisha's performing a bench dip, which is a body weight exercise for the triceps brachii. As you can see, her arms at the end of the bench, and her butt is all the way off, and her knees are bent, and she comes up, then goes back down, and comes up. So she's performing the overhead tricep stretch, and this targets the triceps brachii. So her arm starts up, and then she bends it and pushes down on the elbow, and it gives the tricep a nice good stretch.
All right. She's performing a bench press with the barbell. She's bringing it all the way down to the middle of her chest and extending it with her arms, which is targeting her pectoralis major, which is in this area right here. All right, she's performing a push-up. Her legs are extended, her elbows are out, her core is tight, and she's working the chest area, which is the pectoralis major. All right, Morgan is doing a chest fly with the resistance band, and her arms are going out, and then they're coming in, targeting her pectoralis major muscles. All right, this is a chest muscle stretch. She's basically extending her arms and pulling her arm muscles, which is stretching her pectoralis major area, which is the chest muscle.
Nisha's on the lat pull-down machine, and this machine targets her latissimus dorso. She is performing this exercise with her arms extended up and pulling the bar down towards her chest.
Asha's doing a standing roll, and she's pulling onto the resistance band, extending her arms to the front, and she's targeting her upper back muscles.
Nisha's performing an inverted row with the barbell. Her hands are forward on here, grabbing the bar, and then she's pulling herself up, working her upper back muscles, which is the latissimus dorsi.
Morgan is performing a upper back stretch. She has both her arms extended out, stretching her lower back. Aja is doing a seated row on the seated row machine. This exercise targets her entire back, upper and lower. She is performing this exercise by extending her arms forward and out and pulling it towards her chest.
Nisha's doing a band seated row, targeting her back muscles. Notice she's extending her arms and pulling backwards.
All right, Morgan is doing a Superman stretch, targeting her lower back muscles. She's bringing her arms and legs up, and they're out extended.
Jazz is performing a lower back stretch. She's laying flat on the floor, and she's pulling her hands are up under her knee, pulling it towards her chest, stretching her back and the erector spinae muscle.
She's performing an overhead press, which targets her shoulder. She is performing this exercise by extending her arms, bringing them down, and she's targeting her shoulders.
All right, Jazz is doing a seated shoulder raise, holding her resistance down with the ball of her foot, and she's extending her arms upward, which is targeting her shoulder muscles. And Morgan is doing a handstand shoulder press, which is targeting her shoulder muscles, and this is a shoulder body weight exercise.
Nisha's performing a shoulder stretch. Her arm is stretched across her body at the elbow, and she's pulling it towards her chest to stretch out the deltoid muscles.
This is a seated leg curl. Her legs start out extended and curl downwards, targeting the hamstring. She is doing leg curls on a stability ball. She's keeping her back straight. She's using her feet to move the ball back and forth as close to her body as she can. Target muscle is the hamstring.
Alright, Jazz is doing a awkward thrust with the resistance band targeting her hamstring muscles, and she's bringing her legs up towards her butt.
She is doing a sprinter's hamstring stretch. Her left leg is folded in, and her opposite arm is holding her foot, pulling the foot at the top to stretch out her hamstrings. This is the machine leg extension. Notice that her legs start down and they extend up. The target muscle is the quadriceps. Jasmine is doing a quadricep extension using a resistance band, which targets her quad muscle. The band is in the ball of her foot and she's moving her leg up and down. Jasmine is performing a bodyweight squat. Her back is straight and her feet are shoulder width apart and their sides pointed. The target muscle for this exercise are the quadriceps. She is doing a quad stretch. She's slightly pulling her foot back in order to stretch the quad muscle.
Alright, Jazz is on the glute machine. This machine targets her glute muscle, and what she's doing is basically slightly bending her leg and extending it up. That's it.
Jazz is performing a glute kickback with the resistance band. Her right leg is stepping on the resistance band. Her arms up against the wall, and she's extending her leg backwards. The target muscle for this exercise is her glute.
Performing a scorpion, which involves her legs be kicked up into the air, and this is targeting her gluteus maximus muscle. Morgan is doing a glute stretch. She crosses this leg across her other leg and brings her butt closer to her foot to stretch her glute muscles.
Jazz is performing a standing calf raise with a lever machine. The target muscle for this exercise is the gastrocnemius. She's on the balls of her feet on the platform and using her heels to raise up, targeting the calf muscle. Jazz is performing a calf raise, which is a bodyweight exercise, and the target muscle is the gastrocnemius. She starts out flat and then comes up on her toes, and the action is repeated.
Morgan is performing a seated calf exercise using a resistance band. This exercise targets her gastrocnemius muscle. She's extending her foot and bringing it forward, working her calf muscle.
Jazz is performing a calf stretch. The target muscle is the gastrocnemius, and she has her foot pushed up against the wall, and she's pushing slightly forward, bring her body slightly forward to stretch out the calf.